are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Everybody, the world is good because I have coffee. That's all you care about. People don't care about anything but coffee. Except that.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is no coffee that is strong enough or hot enough to wake me up from the coma that I am in. I am in a coma. I can talk in a coma. It's a gift. It's a skill. It's a skill gift. It's a skift. It's a gill. Anyway, I can do it. I can talk in a coma. I can have my coffee. I'm not like Zach. I don't wake up at 2 a.m. with adrenaline and ready to go. I don't even wake up. I never wake up. That's the problem. I will never wake up. I refuse to wake up. When they talk about woke culture, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what woke means. I've never been woke. I never wake up. Anyway, good morning. It is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. September goes like that, man. It's the fastest month around. It's like who was that guy? I can't even think of his name. The Olympic runner, Carl something. Doesn't matter. Carl Mann, the Olympic runner. Anyway, Zach's here. I'm going to be running today. I'm going to be running, and Mike is working today. Carl says, "Good morning, Carl. Good morning, Kevin. I'll be running quickly today because if I don't make the trolley, the the car that's going into Manhattan, I will have to drive myself into New York City, and that's not going to happen because it's hell for me. Driving is my worst thing in the world. So I right now I would say hello, Zach. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. I really enjoyed the PowerPoint showdown last night.
Yeah.
Watching it on my phone because I'm still having technical problems. So I'm watching YouTube on my phone. I have fear that my computer will turn off, and it does turn off on its own whenever it's like random things still going on. So I'm not a phone guy.
Yeah.
A little screen. So I was dealing with that, but William was good. It was far better than I was, way better than I expected. So I have no right to be critical of him at all, but I will be.
He was very good. He was very loud. he channeled. He was like he was a hacksaw Jim Duggan. Is the best way that I could describe his performance. It was like he was just hitting us over the head with a 2x4 of comedy and just making sure everyone heard him. He definitely he performed for the for the cheap seats. I'll say that.
Yeah. I would just, if I could offer him any advice if he does it again, it's say next slide sooner. That's all I will comment on that.
Yeah. You don't want to linger around some of these. You got to get out of there.
If you don't know him and you were just tuning into that thing, for a guy who did shows with those people for many years, he was very believable in that role. I mean, he.
I know.
I would think. I would think that was his real personality.
And so did my two co-hosts until we cut and he broke character and we chatted for about a half an hour. But yeah, they were a little bit terrified close to the end, like because Dylan texted me, he's like, "Is this how this guy really is?" And I'm like, no, it's a bit. It's a solid bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said backstage after the show that he was practicing this bit around his house, and his wife she kept going up to him being like, "Are you sure you want to do this? This is kind of crazy." So he practiced it.
When I did my radio show, he was exactly the kind of guest, but they were real and they were serious. I had MUFON guys. I had a guy on who was from Planet Oo. That was in it because he couldn't. They don't speak English and they don't have like actual names like we do, so they make sounds. So the planet he came from was ooh.
Yeah, but aren't all names sounds?
Yeah.
Just put them together in a different way.
Yeah. So he definitely would have fit right in with those people, and I'm sure if he was giving out his email address, he probably has some contacts, or if people see that, who are into that whole thing, that people will have serious inquiries for him about the psychic suppository.
That was definitely his go-to bit, which is weird because I was like, I don't see how aliens are really working with this.
Oh no!
But I was in, and it was the most memorable thing. I'll say the only bit that I remembered from last night was the psychic suppository. So good job, William, on that one.
Yeah. Well, it will stick with me, if you will, for a while now. But I had a guest on my show, Omraya was her name. She wrote a book, and her husband was in the room when she was in a hotel in France when aliens abducted her, did brain surgery on her, and made her into a psychic. And that caused a lot of trouble for me with the other psychics who were calling her a fraud or whatever. Not happy with her. She was a grifter, but they're not grifters. All that kind of stuff. So he's absolutely right on there. There is an alien connection to psychic stuff all over the place. I don't know if there's an alien connection to suppositories. I guess there could be.
I mean, yeah, there should be. We only have so many holes, so you got to explore them all.
Yeah. So anyway, you have a good show lined up. Tony Darrow is going to be a fabulous guest. He won't be here till 10 a.m. He will. Ready. He's excited about this. He won't miss this one. He forgot about it last week because he was up in Alaska, which was something good to talk to him about. So you'll have a good show, and that's all I'm saying about that.
All right, I'm ready. Hey, have a great day. I hope you wake up soon. Good luck in New York.
I'll wake up sometime behind the wheel. Now, I just want to. Do you know Carl Hungus? You probably don't know Carl Hungus.
No, it sounds
Carl
like
Hungus. Follow him on Twitter. Find him on Twitter. The only reason I bring him up is for tomorrow's show. So, this flat Earth thing is important to me. It's important that you come out victorious. I don't know if victorious is the word. Just not being converted. So.
No, not going to happen.
Carl's an airline pilot though, and took a picture last night of the hometown. Oh, not the hometown. The place where a lot of this chat room goes, and a lot of comedians we know go for a yearly just a retreat in the desert. It's called Panamint Springs, and he took a picture of it from the air last night. But you can clearly from his passenger, he's not a pilot. He's a commercial airline pilot flying over the desert and took a picture of it. But you can clearly see the curvature of the Earth in the picture of that he took because he was that high up. Now, one of the things the flat earthers always say is, where's the curvature? And so if you look on Twitter, look up Carl Hungus, Hungus, and you'll see his photo if you want to bring that up tomorrow. If he should say, well, where's the curvature, man? You could say, oh, yeah, I got it. Here's the curvature right here, buddy.
Carl Hungus. Oh.
Carl Hungus. Like hung like a hungus.
Carl Hungus has 2 followers, and I'm not going to be his third.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? That's all he has? No.
Oh, no, I'm
his
kidding.
follower.
There's a couple Carl Hunguses. I'll go through all this. I'm gonna do a deep dive into the Hungus Nation.
Maybe I'll get the picture tonight and I'll load it in the back end. I want to say hello to Carl before I run out because Carl's here. And I don't know. Have you ever met Carl? Carl?
I have not. This is Carl Hungus?
No, that's a different
not Carl
Carl.
Hungus.
Good.
This is Carl Mann.
I don't want to talk to Carl Hungus yet.
Carl is hung like a hungus.
I am hung like a hungus. I was just popping in quickly. I didn't know you were running, Matt. Zach, I'm not going to take over. I just want to pop in and say hi. Yeah, I'm also one of the weirdos that hang around this channel. Basically, Napo's been keeping me as a sex slave for about 8 months now. I quite like it. It's good pay.
Yeah,
I miss you, Carl. I haven't seen you, and I miss you.
He did tell me that if I worked hard, I could be a fellow sex slave. So I guess you're doing a good job.
Come in and get branded on the belly button. Carl Hungus is a pilot and he's a flat earther. Is that right?
No, Carl's not a flat earther. He's a realist and he's an all around good guy. But he's a pilot, and he took a picture of Panamint Springs, where Andy and all those guys go every November or whatever, October, November, and he took it from the air just to show them that. And in the process of taking that picture, you could definitely see it because it was at twilight, and you can definitely see curvature of the earth.
You can see when I was over Brazil a few months ago. You can see when you're at a certain height, you can see the fucking curvature. It's not difficult,
right? Well,
I'm in Colorado.
The flat Earthers always claim that you can't see any curvature on the earth, no matter how high you go. Like I've been up in planes, I've seen it, and then Carl got it right from the cockpit. The picture is so perfect. It's like okay, but they'll find a way to argue it. But if you could prove to Dave on some level that the Earth is a globe.
The problem is, though, the reason I won't even touch it is because they've researched this for years, right? So every answer that you've got that's logical, they've got some response that they've looked at, and they're going, "Yeah, but what about?" And you might not have the infinite comebacks because I haven't fucking looked at it because I'm not a dummy.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get into it. I'm actually making a PowerPoint presentation for this. I'm gonna teach this gentleman a thing or two about how spheres work.
Well, he's going to be bringing an army of robots, not his lemmings, that will be in the chat room. That will, and they get quite abusive.
The algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll fight him as long as you need me to, man. I'm here for the long haul here.
All right.
Can we just get a video of the guy that fired himself up in a rocket and died and play it on a loop?
That'll be my last go-to move. I'm like, well, how do you explain this then? So, Carl, man, you were part of that video that Matt Napo played yesterday. Is that right?
He's the whispering voice in the background.
The whispering voice,
What was going on here?
It's this one.
I ain't saying a word about my dog TV. You keep your mouth shut there, Mr. Brock. I'll be coming for you. Otherwise, Mr. Brock, if you keep talking about my dog TV, then...
Nick, 9/11 was funny. Hi. How are you today?
I wanna come inside your bumhole. I wanna spunk in your face.
I love Mine Dog.
All right. That's enough. I got to run.
Yeah.
I got to get to Manhattan, man. You guys have a good day. Thanks
for
stopping by, Carl. I miss you. Come back
Take it easy.
We'll
talk soon.
All right. See you later.
Yeah. I'll get out your hair in a second, Zach. I was literally popping in to say hi.
No, hello. I'm glad you're here. I didn't really have a whole lot. I when he asked me to do this, he pitched it as a co-host thing. And what it really turned into is I need you just to do like 4 hours and by yourself. And I wasn't expecting that. So I'm slowly working up some bits that can make me last at least long than 2 hours. So feel free.
I mean, Napo's a known liar. He's clearly there's something fraudulent going on. He's related to the mob, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's taking on all these tasks that aren't jobs, except he's now running to New York every day. Is it?
And apparently I need to pay for his gas money because it's my fault somehow. So now I got to send him a lot of money over and over again. So, Carl, I'm glad you stopped by. Feel free to swing by whenever you want. That's totally fine. I'll
jump in another day for sure. I've got to run today. I've forgotten. I scheduled a podcast myself, but at the same time, I've got a gig 40 miles this way or 25 miles this way. So I fucked up my day already. So I'm going to go to the gig.
Hey, well, good luck. And if you need me to be on any of those, just let me know, and I'll pop in and do 2 at the same time. So
let's get you going 6 hours a day on podcasts for sure, man. No, we'll come on and have a proper chat soon when I can get some time.
Right on. Hey, have a great day, man. Good luck to your shows.
And yourself.
Adios. All right, let's see who's hanging out here. Jamie Dykes. Hello. Hi, crazy people. That I guess that's me. I could be crazy. I can play a crazy person if I need to. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Yeah, I agree. Well, see, the thing is, like, I think to properly get the comedy out of this, you got to play it straight. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of play it like I'm willing to be convinced, and that's how I'm going to go into it. I'm going to go into it, and a very smart person once said, like, you should never look down on anyone going into any conversation because they just might not have the same information you have, you know. So, like, you don't want to just be condescending off the bat, which is the easy move when it comes to flat earthers. But yeah, I'm going to go into it with the ability to try to be taught, you know, with the ability to, I want to learn if you actually think this, if you actually believe for some unknown reason, you actually believe that the earth is flat. You know, it's like when you meet someone who's like, you know, so religious that it's their passion. And you're like, I can't follow organized religion, but you're so passionate about this, and you know it's so beautiful to you that I kind of want to be in on whatever you're doing. You know, that's when you listen to like Monticello, you're like, I don't know what he's talking about, man, but I believe him, and he believes it, so I'm in. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna go into it with the initial idea that I can learn something if there's actual proof or actual science. But what I'm going to try to prove tomorrow is if there is any proof at all that a flat earther would accept. Like, it seems that they just kind of want to debunk things for debunking purposes. And I kind of want to get down to what would you need to see to prove it? Like, what would you need to see? So I don't know. I'll be there. We'll see what happens. All right, let's see here. I was so close to ending the broadcast again. Yeah. Yeah, the video is haunting. I'll say that, but whatever. Should have sent them a lie detector set up ahead of time. Yeah, but I think that the thing about lie detectors is like that's how your body chemistry changes when you think you're lying. If you think you're telling the truth, you might pass one of those. So I have no idea. But I definitely should. I should just buy one anyway. It's good. It'd be good content for me just to randomly, like, I can prove that and just strap myself to a lie detector. Don't worry, I'll be in the chat to be a naysayer. Thank you. Actually, if you could just play both sides at all times, that would be very helpful. Because it'd be confusing, I think, for any guest on the show to be like, I can't tell if these people are behind me or not. Because you got to boost them confidence, so they start saying some weird stuff. But yeah, I'm 100% it. All right, so yeah, we got a guest at 8:00. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure who it is. But that's one of the things that I like about this show is that I am constantly going to be bombarded with things that I don't have the skill set for. I probably shouldn't be here for, and I'm just gonna wing it. I have I have a lot of props behind me that I can go to at a moment's notice. So we'll get to the guests soon. I have a bunch of questions. I'm excited to talk to them. If you happen to have seen the show last night on over at Some Nobodies or whatever, we did a PowerPoint presentation with Mr. William Conway, and he did a great job. Great job. We talked about psychic abilities. And I did not know until last night's show that psychic abilities can be forced on the people. They can you can be made into that by some heavenly beings. So watch out for that. So, you know, when I agreed to do this for Mind Dog, I had no idea what to expect. I'm not saying he lied to me. That was a joke. He really gave me no expectations. He just said, you talk a lot. Would you like to do this? William Sullivan says, I stopped by the show, but thought William was like, yeah. I did too. I wasn't. I mean, I'm a fan of just letting comedy kind of work itself out and seeing where it goes. And I was excited to see that it did not end up with a stroke, that it was still a timely and well executed bit. So I'm always a fan of that. Yeah. So when Matt, asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, sure. I talk a lot anyway. I could talk to anyone for hours. That's fine. I wasn't 100% aware that I'd be left alone which is weird for someone like me that needs to speak at people constantly. So on one hand, I do talk a lot. I talk a lot, and I have a lot of stupid ideas. I have a lot of not stupid ideas. But like I said, on the first hand, I'm not used to being alone. I'm someone that kind of just, works with people and really just goes off it. So I was really trying to figure out hey, how can I fill hours and still be interesting? Anyone can talk for hours, but why would someone want to listen to this? So I came up with a couple things that I wanted to see if anyone would be interested in doing. Number one, at any time, if you want to pop in here and chat with me, just let me know. Put it in the I'll throw you a link somehow on Facebook or something, in a messenger, on Twitter or something. But if you want to come in and chat, or if you want to be interviewed by me, I will interview you. I am very good at last minute interviews. I also, so I'm a fan of D&D. I'm a fan of Dungeons and Dragons and role playing games. I'm a fan of the randomness of some of these games. You got to leave it up to the dice. And I found there's a restaurant that does this, where you go in and you want to do a shot, but you got to roll a D20 first to see what alcohol you get. And if you roll a natural 1, you got to do hot sauce with tequila in it or something. And if you get a 20, you get a super expensive one. And they do the same thing with burgers, where you got to roll to get your topping, you roll to get your meat, you roll to get your bread. And I was like, man, that's a really interesting idea. That's an interesting concept to do for a burger. But how can that translate to anything else? So I came up with this idea to randomize, a podcast, really randomize a show. And I'm going to work on it for a couple of days, but I wanted to see if anybody had any suggestions or interest in it whatsoever. So what I've done is I've compiled, in my opinion, the 12 different types of shows that people listen to. There's 12 main formats of shows, right? 12 different types of podcasts. There's comedy, there's drama, there's game show, there's health and fitness. You have investigative journalism, you have news and politics, pop culture, religion, self-help, sports, and true crime. So I'm okay, those are the main 12 shows that people listen to. But there's also types of formats when it comes to this show. So there's an interview style format, there's a co-host, the monologue, the storytelling, the repurposed format, and bite-sized formats. So I was like, okay, well, how can I work randomization into a show, if at all? Conway, I have to say, I'm super glad that the other people in the show weren't sure if the cameras were not. Yeah, that is accurate. When you left, they were surprised that you were a normal human being, which is honestly, either way, it's fine for me. But they were happily surprised. So then I was like, okay, well, so you have all the types of shows, you have the format of those shows, then there's the person who's in charge of these shows, right? So you have the host archetype, and then pretty much the attitude of the host. So I was thinking, if we ever get down to a point where I can't figure out what to do or how to fill time, I could revert back to this, roll a couple die, and then just put on a character and make a fake show that we all agree is kind of where we want to go. So I think that's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure if that's good for this channel or just me talking to myself and my wife, because she's one of the few people that find me funny. Also, I did want to, I looked up what are the things that most talk radio people go over? What are they? Because Matt says this is talk radio. It's not a podcast, which is fine. Podcasts are cooler, but talk radio is fine also. So the main thing that people talk about are stuff that I don't really talk about. They go over animal stuff and lifestyle stuff and travel stuff. So I was like, well, what do I like that fits any of this? But then I kind of went back to lifestyle and hacks, and I found this page, and I'm going to share this with you if that's okay. Because I am a fan of life hacks in general. I think life hacks are cool. So let's see here. This is obviously our mailbox. This is number 2. All right. So this one seems pretty easy. How do you fix a hole in your sock? You color yourself. This is obviously how to fix a mailbox. Then I realized that I'm not sure if these are joke hacks or if these are just what people think are hacks. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Hoodie doubles for a movie bowl or a popcorn bowl. That's fine. Crazy life hack, DIY phone charger stand. So yeah, if you just put some weight on this outlet, which is literally impossible, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we can do that. Easy life hack. You gotta turn a foot bench into it. Okay, I think this might be fake, actually. I don't think this is real life hacks. Oh no. I'm gonna get out of that. That just seemed crazy. So we're gonna look for we're gonna look for more life hacks later on, just to see if that's something we can get into. And then honestly, I have a lot of strangers that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I was thinking like maybe we could just scroll on their page. Like maybe we could just like scroll around on Facebook, and then collectively we can just figure out like, hey, this is a funny comment. We should, as a group, we should start trolling these people. So yeah, that's some stuff that we can talk about if you want. But mainly, really, it's the news. And I'll say, out of everything that is on talk radio or AM radio or any kind of daily podcast, I am interested somewhat in the news. So when I go to see like what's up in the news today, and if you guys know some news stuff, let me know, because pretty much all that I'm seeing is like hurricane stuff. I went to CNN. I don't know if that's a good. So I can't tell if that's even a good website. It's not fun to look at, and I think that if you're gonna give some people some real compelling information, some real bold news, you got to make it easy to digest. But here's like the two main things, right? You got Hurricane Ian. It's now a Category 3 hurricane, and that's awful. But then you also have a lot of ads, dude. Why are there so many ads on all these pages? Like, I just want to look at the news. Why are we doing this? But yeah, so you have hurricanes, right? That's pretty bad. Things are going pretty bad there. But then you also have Secret Service gave investigators a cell phone of 24 agents involved in January 6th response. And I knew that at some point, like, you got to get political every once in a while when it comes to like talk radio. And if anyone has a view that opposes me, bring it on, and we can talk about it all day long. But I don't see. I'm getting excited. But I don't see how the world does not see January 6th as a terrifying treasonous act, right? And it's like, oh, that's not a big deal. But then why are we still talking about it? If it's not a big deal from some people, why are we still talking about it? I don't. Ads are how who gets paid. I pay my internet bill, so that's how they get paid with my money. Ads, I'm not buying ads. There's also a lot of news about Mar-a-Lago, and honestly, and I know that Matt kind of feels this way too, but like, I don't think anything's going to happen about this, and I really wish people would just stop talking about it. Because like, it's like every single morning I wake up and there's like a new tweet. It's like, that's it. He's finally going down. He's finally going to jail. He's finally going to pay. He ain't. Nothing's happening. They're not going to do anything. NASA and DART spacecraft successfully slam into asteroid in historic test of planetary defense. I love that we're getting to the point where we're like, technology is where it's at. we can do a lot of stuff, man. We can cure a lot of things. Things are going okay. But when it comes to asteroids or other planets, we just got to headbutt them. And that's it. We need to just go right at them, chest forward, and just fight these things. Because, like, lasers, do lasers do anything? Are there any laser knowledge people hanging out in the chat room or know anybody that does lasers? But can, like, laser microwaves do anything to asteroids? Like, why are we just shooting stuff? Which, I mean, I'm not against it, really. I love how everyone assumes this means there's one headed towards Earth. Yeah, and that's also like one of those weird things that, like, you always say. It's like, oh my God, there's a comet that just passed Earth, and it's so close, and it was the size of Texas. In other news, we're shooting things at random asteroids. So I guess there's probably one coming. And honestly, if there was one coming, what would you think is the best line of defense? Like, do you think shooting a rocket at it? Do you think, like, mining it Armageddon style and put like a nuke in the middle of it? What do you think would be? And I'm not saying you need to be like a scientist or very knowledgeable in that. I'm just curious what the everyday person thinks we should do if an asteroid is heading towards Earth. Like, what we put like a net out there? So I know some people are like, we'll just put some like rockets on Earth and just move Earth, like make Earth strife. I have no idea. Sullivan, I got my Reeboks and a cup of juice for the next asteroid. Yeah, just run outside and just watch it. Just watch it come down. Because honestly, like if it comes like the movies like show where it's like kind of slow and then like water kind of comes up because of gravity and then like everything starts going, that seems all right. That seems like kind of a cool show. I would assume just pushing it off course. Yeah, right. Just shove it. Just shove it a little bit, and I think that's cool. Hold your loved one and say goodbye. That's it. You can't really do much. It's coming. I guess bumping it though. Put a trampoline under it. Yeah, we could do that. I guess it would need to be kind of like a slightly big trampoline, but then also like, do we worry about where it's going to go? Because like ultimately, we just want it to go to the sun, right? Because the sun will just eat it. That's what it does. It smashes atoms, right? It's an atom smasher. What else is on these news things? Texas AG Paxton fled home in a truck driven by his wife to avoid subpoena. Oh God, whatever. I scrounged for some heroin. No sense dying not knowing what that's like. Yeah, I guess if the world's gonna die, it's like, well, I can do anything, and there's literally no consequences. So if you could do like any drug, is it heroin? Because that just seems like you just kind of want to take a nap, right? Assuming no better than fentanyl or morphine. Yeah, I guess you just kind of want to like drift, just go. You can also summon Captain Planet. Honestly, Captain Planet's probably pretty pissed at us. We've done nothing good for this planet. We've not boosted Captain Planet's confidence in us as a society, and that's why, outside of Don Cheadle, they've left us for quite a while. But when I was thinking about news earlier, I was like, well, the news is kind of boring, kind of sad. And then they're like, it's like, do you just make fun of sad, boring news? I have no idea. But then for some reason, I Googled Florida Man because I was like, those are always funny. There's always people in Florida doing stupid stuff. So, like, why not just look at them? I've had both of those multiple times. The warmth. That's true. Yeah, apparently, like John Travolta said when he was filming Pulp Fiction, that he had to like learn what it was like to do really, really good heroin. So he hung out with some like heroin users for a while. And apparently the best way they could describe it to him is if you take like a pint of tequila and you just chug it, just chug the whole pint of tequila and then float in a hot tub. And like once the alcohol kind of kicks in, there's just that feeling of floating in like a warm hot tub is apparently what the best heroin is like when it comes to John Travolta. Personal news, filed for an LLC in OK. Oh, see? Good job. An entrepreneur. LLC. So what do you do? What's your business? Because like I have an LLC for my podcast in case somebody sues us for thinking that the prize for PowerPoint Showdown was real. Anyway, so I Googled Florida man because I think that's funny. My mom lived in Florida. That's also funny because she at one point was a Florida man. She was arrested a couple times. I can tell you those stories later on. But I'm like, how do I keep news kind of funny, kind of entertaining? Florida man, right? The first one, dude. The first one. Florida man accused of sexually assaulting a teen. Like, what? Dude, that's not funny. That's not funny. Solving real estate photography and videography. That's dope. That's cool. I'm a fan of people that take real estate photography like very seriously. When they have like the cool drone work going around and like sweeping shots, I think that's awesome. This is why I can never do heroin. I like that way too much. Seriously, dude, hot tubs are nice. I'm not normally one to just make a broth out of myself and just chill in a hot tub or like a jacuzzi. But if you're slightly buzzed or like even drunk, dude, that's crazy. I mean, be safe, obviously. Have somebody know that you're in there so you don't drown. But only filed to save 15% self-employment tax. I didn't know that. I should figure that out. It seems like I'm pretty much self-employed, I guess. Is it self-employed if you pay someone else to do a show? Because I pay Matt a good amount to be on here. All right, Florida man. Florida man wins $1 million from ticket he got at a tobacco shop. Not funny, and not even really like. Why is the tobacco shop in that headline? William Conway says, "Search man arrested for having sex with car." Nope, I've already watched that video 3 times today. No self-employment taxes or owner disbursements. Only gets normal tax rates as income. Oh. Nice. You're one of those white-collar crime kind of guys. I'm into that. Florida man chases down, plucks feathers from sandhill crane. But we're getting there. That's the thing. Like, you start with the SA, that's not good. You go down to a Florida man winning lottery money, that's boring. Florida man starts to pluck feathers off a crane. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Florida man charged with not paying bills after eating at an island restaurant. Dude, Florida men need to step up their game. Florida men, if you're out there listening right now, I am let down by your Google searches. Man with blood alcohol content over 4 times legal limit drives in a ditch. Keeps saying, quote, "We're going to be okay." Yeah, see, now we're getting somewhere. Florida man survives 3 days in swamp after losing arm in a gator attack. He said it was do or die. Now, if you're being like, if you know you're being stalked and about to be like attacked by an animal, would you like let it eat part of you, or would you? I mean, obviously you're gonna fight first, right? You're gonna try to fight, and then you're like, dude, this is a lion or an alligator. I'm not really sure what this is, but like, so in 127 hours, James Franco cut his own arm off to escape a very aggressive rock. Now, I pose to you, do you think at all it would be smart to cut your own arm off and throw it at an alligator to save yourself? Because I feel like if they're going to want human, all of your body tastes the same, right? There's probably some more marbleization in some areas and higher fat content, especially on a Zach Wiseman. But an arm is still meat, right? So you cut off an arm, throw it to gator. Easy peasy, right? I'm not saying cutting your arm off is easy, but getting it bit off seems harder for some reason. Florida man kills ex-wife and stepson in dispute over lights left on a house. But I get, not that anyone should die over electricity, but turn the lights off, dude. Like you're not in there anymore. Spoiler alert. Oh no. See? Oh yeah, like I'm a fine age beef, at best. I'm a dry-aged, I'll say farm raised, right? That's a nice thing to say about people that grew up in Maryland. Florida man tries to behead man at convenience store with scissors. It just seems like such a chore. Like it's so hot. Seriously, dude, these electric bills are too damn high. I'll say that for a fact. Turn the light off, or you're going to catch some hands. You better pretend that the person with the light on is Tito Ortiz, and I'm William Conway, just coming right at him. I don't care how blonde your hair is, dude. Watch his hands fly. Florida man traveling wrong way in Mississippi highway ends. Oh, I wonder what that is. I'm not going to click on it. Florida man who allegedly attempted to buy a child for $100,000 dies in custody. Ugh. Like, I get it. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of human beings out there. And I have one. I technically own a human being. I have a child. But the idea of selling a human is just crazy to me. And it's the thing, it's not even so much like the selling, it's knowing that there's a person that just wants to own a human so bad. It's like, look, I have a lot of money and I just want to own a person. That's terrifying to me. Florida man arrested in Oxford for stolen firearm and traveling wrong way. Yeah, okay. That's just like a New Jersey man. Like, where's the good stuff? I'm about to Google arrested for having sex with your car soon. Florida man charged in death of a woman found near Maryland. See, that's crazy. Pick? Are you gonna like pick up? You gonna pick like a Mind Dog video? There needs to be a 30-day Oxy sub. Someone gives you their kid. Wait a minute. A 30-day Oxy sub. I wonder what that means. What's an Oxy sub? Like an oxygen submarine? Or is it like a pill? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, adoption is something different. I don't know if they necessarily want to own a kid as much as want to love a kid. But I don't think you can't go to Facebook to adopt a kid. I mean, that's it, right? Like Oxy prescription, I meant. So you want to trade a kid for a subscription to Oxycontin? Oh boy! All right, video 17. All right, let's see what video 17 is before we figure out what else friggin' Florida man's up to. All right, let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I lost count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a love song. He was real deep in that Maroon 5 vibe for a while. Oh, God. Okay. Why does he have an acoustic guitar? Is there even a guitar in this song?
She looked at me. You know that look.
Yeah. That's how look it says. I gotta poop, but I love this song.
So here we go. I guess we're gonna play that game.
I guess there is a guitar there somewhere.
And I look deep into her sweet blue eyes.
Okay.
I was feeling her.
Those are green. That's fine. Oh, he's like dirty dancing.
We both know how this
He's doing that Patrick Swayze kind of dancing.
So tonight, let's just pretend.
Jamie Dykes, I love pills. Space Force, there we go.
She crawled into my heart and into my head. We played Brown Eyed Girl. I sang Blue instead. She laughed. And a smile lit up the night.
I need you to go to the beach.
Feeling so good. I didn't know wrong from right. Sometimes this old guitar.
What is
Like
happening?
a weight that's tied around my heart.
So he loves this girl, right?
And we both know how this one's gonna end.
Because she just keeps looking at him?
So tonight, let's just pretend.
I don't think there's anything more romantic than playing Duck Up Boots with your partner or musical chairs.
In the morning light, I'll struggle to erase the sweet memory of the freckles on her face.
He's still got like 3 or 4 different pictures.
Loses in the end, where you better think again. And think again. See who I am.
Aw, look how dirty Matthew is. I like when he puts on his hair.
Now it's time for one last song. Better cut it out before a boyfriend catches on.
What?
I'm thinking, damn, she's good. 'Cause he don't know a thing. And I look down at her hand, and I see that diamond ring.
What? So he knows she's
And I
gay?
look deep into her sad blue eyes.
He's so sad.
Softly
She's
blows
engaged.
me a kiss goodbye.
Okay. Is this somebody you need to be dating?
I always knew how this one was gonna end.
Well, yeah, she's married.
So tonight, let's just pretend.
I'm not sure if I could condone this message. I mean, if she wants to, that's fine. Why is she engaged?
Pretend.
That they can dance like this or pretend that they're together?
I always knew how this one was gonna end.
Like the song? He wrote it. And he's hooking up on her wedding day? This song is about a cheating hussy. You're 100% right, William Conway. Side note, hussy, one of my favorite words. Gotta get that out of here. Hell yeah. So he like found a girl who's in a bar, who's engaged, and is like, I'm sad because my wedding's soon. And he's like, listen, I may not be a good guy, but tonight let's just pretend. Let's pretend that I'm who you want to be with. Tonight, let's just pretend. Pretend. See, I mean, yeah. I tell you, like, honestly, like, I make fun of, I can make fun of anything, dude. Like, I record my daughter doing a school thing, and I play it back, and I make fun of it. But I will say, Matt's got friggin' talent, dude. He can come up with some catchy riffs, some real clever, tunes. And I'm not like a music guy, but it's hard for me to make fun of it. I wish it was worse because that would be fun. That's easy to make fun of things that are bad. But I do like that game though, because you have no idea. You have no idea how many videos are uploaded here. There's probably like 50. So yeah, if you want to go over any more of these videos, I'm down for that. So we have a guest coming in about 10 minutes. I'm excited to chat. I'm always excited to meet new people. And see what's going on. We got some more Florida Man stuff coming up. Some more news. Weather is what they said you can also talk about. It's freaking nice. Like it's nice. So if you live by me, it's nice. If you live somewhere else, it's probably nice. It could be not nice. I'm not sure. Where are you guys from? And I can tell you the weather. If you don't want to look outside, I can tell you what the weather is. I have the internet. So making a podcast is something that I do often, and I send the idea over to my friends, and they hate me. And then also like telling stories is fun. I try to make up different styles of stand-up comedy though, and I think I was saying this before. I love stand-up comedy. I feel not as talented when I see stand-up comedy, because like writing a joke, people think stand-up comedy is so easy, like, oh, I could do that, but there's so much work and so much effort that goes into doing stand-up comedy that it baffles me when I see some of these people, because they write these jokes and they fine-tune these things, and they get the punchline to where it needs to be, and it flows in the story, and they have an arc to their set, and cyclical humor. Quick weather shout out. It is nice in New York. Hell yeah. It is nice in Boulder, Colorado, for the record. All right. Our guest is here, Mr. Tony Darrow.
Hey, how you doing?
Darrow? I'm sorry.
Darrow, that's right. Yeah, that's
Darrow.
right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry
Tony,
about last week. I don't know what happened.
No, you're fine. Honestly, it was my fault, and I'm very good at taking blame for most things, so we'll just easily say it was my fault.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Nice meeting you. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm burnt out, but I'm okay. I just flew back from Alaska, 3 flights, so I'm pretty burnt out.
Yeah. Is this your arms were tired? Was that?
No, I'm just tired from taking 3 flights and having one of them canceled.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah, but
so you went up to Alaska to do a show?
Yeah, I did some shows up there. Yeah.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's going on in Alaska?
There's a lot going on in Alaska, actually. And I was even looking at real estate. Real estate's not much cheaper than it is here. I live in Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought, I'd pick up something cheap here.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's
even
cool.
the rents are high.
Huh.
Yeah.
I got to get there. It's like one of those places you kind of always want to go to, but then it's like, it just seems so far away. What brought on, going to Alaska to do shows? What started that?
Oh, just somebody called me and asked me to do it. But I've been going to Alaska for 20 years, so it's not a big deal, Except now they have all the dispensaries, which makes it so much nicer.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I live in Colorado.
Oh, you live in Colorado?
I do, yeah. I'm right outside of Boulder. I absolutely love it. It's great here.
My sister lives in Superior. Do you know where that is?
I do know where that is.
Yeah.
Is her name Rachel?
You know my sister? No.
No, Rachel, I don't think so. That's cool. Yeah. So my name is Zach Tony. I know we haven't met before. Matt's got me doing some of his legwork over here, and he told me that I got a good guest today. So we were actually just talking about stand-up comedy right before you came on. And how much like work it actually goes into it. And, as a comedian, I did stand-up comedy in Philadelphia for a little bit before I started doing podcasts and writing for shows. But we
probably know a lot of the same people then. If you're from.
Yeah, I was born. I owned restaurants in Delaware, but I did stand-up comedy in a Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia as often as I could.
Right.
But like as a comedian, as you meet people and they ask you what you do, and you're a comedian, and they're like, "Oh, that's easy." And it's so odd. It's so odd how easy people think comedy is. Like, because they're funny with their friends, they think it's just an easy thing to do. Like, I could just get up in front of people and make people laugh. But it is a hard thing to do, to consistently write a joke that is funny to all audiences at any time of the day, even like from Alaska to Connecticut. Like a lot of people are funny with their friends because they know how their friends talk. They know what's funny. But
the local references.
Exactly, and their past experiences and inside jokes. But to go to a town that you've never been to before and to make a room full of people genuinely laugh, I think that is an impressive and very hard thing to do. So I commend you for it. What got you into doing stand-up comedy?
Oh man, the judge gave me a choice. You know what? I don't know. I just kind of drifted into it. And, then I started getting writing jobs, and here I am 100 years later, and I'm still doing it. So yeah.
Now, some people just like doing the stand-up comedy. They love the feel of being on stage. They love the feel of the audience laughing. Some people do it as like a stepping stone to get to like a writing job or an acting job. Are you using this as like a stepping stone to get to somewhere, or?
No, I mean, I've had a lot of writing jobs, you know, over my career, and I'm just doing the only thing I don't like about it is the travel. The travels, you know, because before COVID, the 4 years before COVID, I was in all 7 continents 4 years in a row, and that would have been the 5th year. So I was really enjoyed the break in 2020. I know it's not good to say, but
I know what you mean, though.
2020 is a great year for me. You know,
it turned out to be a pretty good year for me too, and I agree that it's kind of hard to say to some people.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people swear, some people called it. It was bad. Now, do you remember the moment at all that you were like, yeah, I like doing this. I like doing comedy. And people, for some reason, people ask me that question, like, when did you know that you wanted to do comedy? And I remember, for me, it was one night at in Philadelphia that I didn't want to do comedy, and I was just there to like watch the show, and we were early, so my friends, they signed me up, without me knowing about it. So I got picked, and I wasn't ready for it, and I didn't have anything prepared. But I just had this long conversation with my daughter, who at the time was 17, and
I'll do it. That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of used that, and I kind of blurred, her monthly things with the television series Shark Week, and it kind of popped off a little bit. And that was, for me, I was like, oh, I like this feeling. Do you have a moment like that when you were like, oh, I like doing this. I want to do this a lot more.
Well, I like doing it when I'm doing it, but everything that goes into it, I don't like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's always travel, even if I just work in the city, there's travel.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, I've gotten to see the world, so that's good. But yeah, you know what? I mean, I started out thinking more towards writing, and then the last 20 years or so, I got more into performing, and I enjoy it. It's just, the travel is
yeah.
I'm especially feeling it today after 3 flights yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
I won't keep it too long. I love talking to comedians. I think it's so interesting.
How old is your daughter now, by the way?
She's 25 right now.
Yeah, so it's no different.
No, it's still funny and ridiculous.
I was driving with my daughter one day, and she's got one of those cars that it dings every time you go over the line.
Yeah.
And it's just constantly dinging. And instead of saying to her, why don't you stay in the lane, because I don't enjoy getting punched in the face, I say, boy, that can get annoying, huh? And you know what she says? Hey, you get used to it. How about getting used to staying in the lane? How about that? Why don't we try that?
Yeah, it's literally for that reason I stopped getting in my daughter's car. I'm like, this thing makes too much noise. Like, you're not doing any of the right stuff. William Conway wanted to know if they do shows in Antarctica.
Well, I have been in Antarctica.
Oh.
And I've done shows 6 times, actually.
Oh, dang. And
I've done shows on the ships in Antarctica, and I've actually been on Antarctica and went kayaking there and everything. But the only person I know that's actually performed on Antarctica was the opera singer. Do you remember the opera singer who sang to the Penguins?
Yeah.
The New York Times, and it was the Jimmy Fallon show. But he got a lot of trouble for that. He never worked again on a cruise ship. But I've actually performed in Antarctica, but just not on the land.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't even think people don't live there, right? There's only like scientists there.
Yeah, nobody lives there, no.
Yeah, and scientists obviously have great sense of humor, so they always need a good gag.
Yeah, especially after like 8 months of isolation.
But
the same 99 people and 8, CDs or DVDs or whatever they have.
Yeah, the same penguin humping jokes you've heard.
Not getting the internet.
Well, when doing your tours and doing all the travel, have you ever met like some comedians that you're like were a fan of or are a fan of?
Well, Robin Williams and George Carlin would probably be the first two, but that pop into my head.
Yeah. So the greats.
But I bet I've pretty much met everybody. I don't know, who I haven't met over the years, but those two stand out.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to Carlin, so
Yeah, no, he's great. Have there ever been a comedian or a person that you kind of looked up to that when you met them, you're like, oh, it's just an act? They're kind of a poop person.
They're kind of a what?
Like not a good like a poopy person.
Oh,
like just
yeah,
a shitty person.
Yeah, probably most of them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I met one. For me, I met one last week. I had a hard time with it.
Come on, names.
Oh, I mean, it was Jackie Martling. Like I met the Joke Man, and I used to listen to Howard Stern, and,
right.
And I sent him an email after the show because I met him on this show, and we talked for like 2 hours. So we had such what I thought was a great time. And I sent him an email afterwards. I'm like, Jackie, it was so great meeting you. You really sculpted my comedy as a young man, blah blah. And and he responded with just 3 letters, FAG, and I'm like, huh.
What does that mean?
He called me. I'm not sure. So I had no, and I'm like a roast comedian. I do roast weddings.
Right.
So I'm a fan of people heckling me because that's when I get my most jokes out. But that was one that I'm like, I'm not even going to play with this one. This isn't fun. This is just stupid. Yeah. All right. So do you have any shows where you're going? Do you have anything coming up soon?
Well, where am I going next? Actually, I'm going on a ship on Saturday, but also I have a new dry bar comedy special. So if anybody wants a free month of dry bar, they could just use my name, Tony Darrow, all caps, all one word, and they can get a free month of dry bar.
Yeah,
because they have an app and they have 1 million comedians' videos on there, and mine just happens to be one of them.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now doing comedy on a cruise ship, have you found that like there's a certain style of humor that people always want, or do you try different things out, or is it kind of like this is my bit for the cruise ship?
No, because every cruise is different. Every crowd. Some cruises it's a younger crowd, some it's an older crowd, some it's mostly British or Australian crowd, or depending on what part of the world you're in. It's all different, and you just your act towards, you could tell after all these years, I could tell my audience.
Yeah.
I know what I can get away with and what I can't.
I took one cruise one time. I loved it. I think it was a Carnival. I think it was Carnival.
Oh,
I'm not sure. A girlfriend at the time, like her family booked it, and I just took it. I've never been on a cruise before, but I wanted to see like the other islands. I wanted to see the other countries.
Well, you see, also on the cruise, like Carnival Cruises has comedy clubs, so it's more like regular comedy clubs. Usually, when I do cruises, it's more in a theater setting.
Yeah, there was.
So it has to be very clean, and and the comedy clubs on Carnival, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, because it definitely got filthy. There was like a after dark thing. But the thing about the cruise that I did not know, and I knew there'd be like comedy and movies and everything, but like the art auctions and all the crazy stuff they have to like make people spend money.
Yeah.
Have you ever just lost a lot of money on a cruise ship doing something?
Well, I did. I recently bought there's an artist on board, and I bought a piece of art from them. Actually, a painting of a picture of my granddaughters. So that was a lot of money. But usually, no. Yeah, but most of the cruises I do are all inclusive, so everything's free.
Yeah.
So,
I ended up getting suckered into one of these art shows, like a Thomas Kincaid kind of thing.
No. This was a woman teaching an art class who,
that's cool.
was an artist, and no, not those art. Like Royal Caribbean got in trouble years ago because they were selling fake art.
Yeah, I think that the Kincaid I got was fake, and I'm upset about it. But I still have it. It's fine. It's pretty, I guess. nice.
I would check it out. I mean, you know, you might be able to get your money back.
Yeah, I spent way too much money on this thing, but also it was free champagne, so I was like, you know, kind of lit. I just got back from a comedy thing, so I was like kind of giggly, and it's like, yeah, I got money to burn, blah, and then I just left with a bunch of paintings. I'm like, this was dumb. All right, Tony, I'm gonna let you get out of here. Oh, God.
I was even considering like, wow, that was a lot of money to spend, but she did such a great job; it's worth every penny. So,
well, yeah, I mean, if you have at least a picture of somebody you know, that's cool. I have it's like this horse-drawn carriage through like a snowy.
Everyone needs one of those in their home.
Yeah, I thought that until I got it, and then I'm like, no, that was that was bad. Look, I know you're exhausted while you're traveling. I'm going to get you out of here. But if people want to find more of you, if people want to hear your voice, if they want to see your comedy,
go to Dry Bar Comedy and use my name. You'll get a free month, all caps, all one word. Stupid Old Man is the name of my special because it's appropriately named. And if you want to watch it, watch it. Even if you don't want to watch it, watch it. Do something with your life, will you? Don't just sit there.
I'm sorry. I tried running while doing this show. It doesn't work as well. I got to just sit here. Well, I'm definitely going to check out the dry comedy. That's sounds awesome.
Dry Bar Comedy.
Dry Bar Comedy. I'll make sure Matt Napo has a link to that in the show notes here. So if you are paying attention to this, check it out. And Matt's he's on here. He's actually going to watch it right now, apparently. So he's on it. Tony Darrow, I really appreciate your time. Great meeting you, sir. And sure. if you're ever into improv comedy and you want to do a PowerPoint presentation with me, that's one of the shows that I run. So I'll hit you up after this. But hey, get some rest.
Let me know what that's about.
What's that?
Let me know what that's about. Sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll get your info from Matt. But hey, get some rest, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being on here.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you, sir. Right. Good luck in the future.
Again. Okay.
Adios.
Have a great day.
Oh, I'm going to. Okay, and just to clear something up, Jackie, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get a rise out of some people by telling that story. I did write back to Jackie. I actually have a shirt that he gave me under this shirt. It's one that he says he uses his finger for some wine or something. I'm not really sure. Good chat. Yeah, I thank you very much. He seemed really tired, but honestly, like all that traveling has got to just be exhausting. Like going through like time zones, like sometimes I'm just me getting up. It's like I'm already tired. I traveled from my bed to this room with all my stuff in it. That's tiring. I can't imagine being on a cruise ship around a bunch of people and having to entertain them constantly. But also, you get to go to Alaska. That ain't bad. All right, what else are we going to talk about here? Matt Napo was trying to listen to this on the way to New York. All right. Good luck, I guess. Yeah, I know Jackie was fishing. I'm fishing. Everyone's fishing. We're all trying to get people to talk back to us. That's what we do. It is a term of endearment. Yeah, you should have seen the term of endearment I sent back. It was longer. It was a little bit longer of a word, but also a term of endearment if you think about it. Yeah, so tomorrow we got the Flat Earther. So I have a new camera. You know, I hooked this camera up here. Usually the camera's on my laptop, so I look over down over there at my laptop, and that's what I used to. I gotta start looking over here. Yes, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so tomorrow we get the Flat Earther. I'm very excited about that chat. I'm going to try to make that as long as humanly possible. If you have, Jackie wrote me a really nice note about Zach. I hope you answered it in 3 letters. I'm just kidding. I don't have an issue with it. I don't have a hard time with it. I think it's funny. It just caught me in a way where it's like, okay, this is out of my realm of being funny. I can't really respond to this. So if you have any questions for a Flat Earther, if you want to see me try to prove something to a Flat Earther, tomorrow is the day. I'm going to make a PowerPoint slide presentation for tomorrow. It was kind of homoerotic. The note that he sent you about me? Is it a boomer thing? Is it a boomer thing? You know, because I meet a lot of boomers. You know, I'm in Colorado, close to Boulder. There are a lot of boomers out here, and not many have called me derogatory slurs But also, not many of them have been a Jackie Martling, so that's fair. Once again, I really don't have a problem with it. I think it was funny. It was a very 90s aggro male ball slap kind of a move, which is when I grew up. And it was really because Jackie Martling was teaching all those aggro alpha males all the jokes, and how to be solid bullies. Ex-bullies, current boomers. So yeah, tomorrow we got the flat earther. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I don't. When you have a conversation with somebody, and I've interviewed a fair amount of people. I have a show called Talking Upstream where I find, all right, this kind of made me giggle. He's never officially touched me. He has reached across the desk a few times with such a gaze that I'm like, oh, he wants physical contact. But no, he's never officially touched me. It's like a friend doing, hey, douchebag. Yeah, but the thing about it is, douchebag isn't really offensive, though, is it? Douchebag isn't really, I'll call my cat a douchebag. You ever heard somebody calling a cat that word? Let's see here. In response to your being complimentary. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I guess I should have been mean. It's fair. All right, I'm going to send him a message. I'm going to send him another email. Actually, should we do that right now? Should we craft an email to Jackie Martling as we sit here? Maybe we can do that. I'm gonna get my Gmail going, and then we'll craft them an email. And if you guys want to help me write an email to Jackie Martling and just we can just explain stuff, really, or maybe ask for a hookup. Who really knows? Well, let's see here. Now, Jackie Martling's email, like he said, is, what is it? Joke man. He sends me so many emails. And also, I made the mistake of putting my phone number in an email that I sent to him. Yeah, I know. Start by saying, "Dear Jackie." That's nice. I tell you, you definitely got it. Matt has a way with words. Okay, let's see if we can get this going here. Okay. So, hey, Jackie. All right, what do you think here? Dear Jackie. Dear Jackie, I've been very distraught since your response to it. All right. Dear Jackie. Tab, right? I have been very... Wait, what was it? I don't want to get that wrong. I've been very distraught, yeah. I've been very distraught since your response the other day. I feel like I should probably go into explaining to him that maybe I've had questions of my own sexuality. Maybe I should go into that maybe I took it as though he were hitting on me. I can actually just start a Tinder profile and put my Tinder link in here. I'm not really sure. So I have been distraught. I've been comedically distraught since that response. Let's see. I'm going to craft this email a little later. But I'll keep that in there. This is quality entertainment. I have no idea, dude. I really don't. I'm just someone who talks to make my friends laugh, and then Matt Napo has to drive to New York virtually. Would you mind if we were just That's actually pretty solid. All right, I'm gonna put that in there. Would you mind if we were just friends? Unless you really want this. In that case, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna read that last sentence out loud. Let's see here. Yeah, Jamie, really good call. I'm glad that friend line really pushed it. That's what I need. I don't want to make Napo jealous. I don't like that side of him. It is weird. He definitely will blow up your Snapchat when he feels that you're showing someone a little more attention than they actually need. Maybe just a tip. Okay, sure, I'll go there. Maybe just a tip. Start as an emotional man. I need mental attraction as well as physical stimulation. Yep, love that. Email's going to be so nice. All right, cool. So I'm going to finish up this email. It's going to take me a little bit of time to craft that. If you want to see more of me making fun of people or talking about pictures that my friends put online, you can find me anywhere at Some Nobodies. My YouTube page, Some Nobodies. Just go there, youtube.com/Some Nobodies. I think you're making a case for his response. Okay, so I got to be more mean then. Maybe if I tried to dominate him, like if I tried to swoop the alpha male thing around on it, I'll serve some vent. Being an ordained minister, I prefer we do this in a confessional booth. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm an ordained minister, but not of a religion. So if you're in a confessional booth, to me, you're just in a closet. And I don't think Jackie Martling would like knowing that Matt Napo's hanging out in the closet talking about his sins. I don't know about that. Tell me you're a top. See, but that's a straight up lie. I'm a very large man. And because of that, I get to breathing heavy pretty quickly. Due to that, I prefer to be a bottom. I don't care. I'll take it as much as I give it from the bottom. But yeah, I am an ordained minister. But like I said, I only do roast weddings, so I don't do religious weddings whatsoever. I will come to you and I will make fun of you and your family and your grandmother and your wedding dress, your choice of colors, flower arrangements. I mean, look, Jackie's not wrong, dude. I'm into fashion. I'm into drama. I'm into spilling the tea. I just don't want to be called that. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. William Conway. I've always been attracted to Jeffrey Dunham. Okay. I read that as Jeffrey Dahmer's puppet, and that really made me laugh / gross me out. Flat around, I'm just happy that we share this world together. I don't want to share a flat world with anybody. I don't understand. I don't understand the flat world, so I don't want to share that with somebody. It's got to be a spherical world. I need to know that I can get on the opposite side of something than somebody else if I need to. Dahmer is a dark man. Oh, Dahmer is dark. Dude, so, that show came on, and if you don't know, Dahmer is a new show on Netflix starring Evan Peterson. So it came on, and my first thought was, who wants this? Like, we all know the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. We all know what he's done. We all know even how he died. We know almost everything about it. So the show came on, and I was like, oh, so this is just an acting piece for Evan Peters. This is just to see how good of a job he can act. And then the show gets friggin' gross. And then I'm like, I should not be watching this. This is too gross to watch it. Yeah, exactly. Michael's. It's one of those things that makes you feel. Yeah, it made me feel gross, and they just kept showing it, and I'm like, why am I still watching this? Like, well, I don't need it. But then there was an episode with the deaf character Tony, and if anyone's seen that, Dahmer tapes. See, who needs more Dahmer stuff? But the episode with Tony, where he's a deaf guy, they did part of the episode with no sound whatsoever. So you get into the mindset of Tony, but knowing that Tony's going to die, it puts you in such an unease that I don't think a lot of shows have ever achieved. Because for me, it was like a really good episode of Master of None or something where they're trying to highlight, maybe an ableist mentality or something where it's like, well, shut off one of your senses, get into this mindset. And then he starts falling in love with Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm like, wait a minute, do I want to watch Jeffrey Dahmer fall in love? Like, is this something that I need to see? And then somehow I'm like rooting for their relationship to be good. I'm like, maybe he's not going to kill this guy. Maybe he's going to fall in love with this guy, and then they're going to live happy. Dude, I know that he's going to eat this dude's face. He's going to eat part of his stuff and put some other of his stuff in a refrigerator. But that show, what that show does, it definitely highlights how much society let down every single person around Jeffrey Dahmer. Cops are terrible. They made so many mistakes. Every single person around Jeffrey Dahmer is like, Jeffrey, just stop. Just be better, Jeffrey, please. Like, just. And it seems like they were like, Jeffrey, we know that you're eating people, but why are you gay? It's like, what are you talking about? Matt Napa, I was the same way with Jimmy Seville. You mean gay? To which Matt Napo says, yep. Yeah. This is the kind of humor that my mom's going to be proud of. Just so everybody knows. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so it is a great acting piece. Evan Peterson is a phenomenal actor, but you can tell that he likes doing just weird, gross shit. He likes being sweaty. He likes pretending that he's drunk. And this show is gross. But yeah, everyone let down the people around Dahmer, unfortunately. So if you want to see me talk to a flat earther, tune in tomorrow. If you have any interest in the randomization of a show that I was speaking on, I'll continue to work on that. Maybe we could try that out next week. I'm going to continue to draft my email to Jackie Marling. So if you have any suggestions on that, let me know. You can find me at Some Nobodies. I'm going to try to get this to at least 3 pages long. I'm going to try to send the longest email that Jackie's ever read. And if he's going to take up this much of my mental time, I'm going to take up that much of his actual time. I'm going to send him so much stuff. I'm just kidding. The guy's a funny old man, and that's fine. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Let's see. I'm taking a few hours off work for the show tomorrow. I'll pop on before he comes. Yeah, of course. Please. Anybody. He's listening now. Who's listening now? Who is it? Whoever it is, I like them. And we're very good friends. And I like being called all the names. But I do have now 2 shirts from Jackie Marling, 2 CDs, a couple books, and I'm probably going to start an audiobook format of his novel, you know, because he really poured some emotions into this novel. He took his time. Oh, Dahmer's paying attention? Jackie Dahmer? That was funny. There was a part in Dahmer where they talked about his brother. And I'm like, it must suck to be like Bobby Dahmer. Or Dave. I think David, that's the name. Davey Dahmer. Oh, Davey Dahmer. You imagine being Davey Dahmer? Because like you meet anyone, and it's like, hey, I'm David Dahmer. Oh, Dahmer. Like Jeffrey, huh? Yeah, he is my brother. I don't want to talk about it. That's got to be just insane. All right, let's see. Anything happening over on Facebook before I get out of here? No. I put some weird memes on there. If you want to be on one of my shows, let me know. Jackie Martlin, I appreciate you. If you're still watching, thank you. I've read your email over and over again. It's riveting stuff. Riveting. I'm just kidding. Listen, guys, I love every one of you. I appreciate all of your attention. Please keep giving it to me as I learn how to stretch this out. I talk too fast. My brain works too fast, and I can't make things last long. That's what he said. His mom walked into the police saying, I'm not Mrs. Dunn. Yeah, for real. Peace. All right, so we're going to play Matt's outro music. And if you want to hang out with me and talk about this or make fun of it, we can definitely do that. And if I come back, I come back, and then we'll pick more music after. I like that it automatically just turns my mic off. It knows that I want to talk. Remember, Flather tomorrow, everybody. I'd watch a reality show that follows David. Yeah, honestly, so would I. Like, that's gonna be a terrible life. Go to Wendy's, like, yeah, I'm David Dahmer. I know, just give me a fucking burger. Yes, Conway. Yeah, 100%. I gotta figure that out. I gotta reach out to David Dahmer. If anybody has David Dahmer's contacts, let me know. I'm gonna Google David Dahmer right now.
Wanna do, baby? It's on you, baby. Walk around happy. What you wanna do, baby? It's on you, baby. Walk around happy.
Oh, he's on their website.
Gotta walk around, man. Who the hell are you?
I like his soda's picture of Jeffrey Dahmer, though.
Walk around happy.
Turn on your flat earth minds. Yeah.
No matter what.
But you can't say all around the world, though, right? It's like all flat across the world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everywhere. Got for me. I heard you want to talk to me. I'm an official spearhead. Prove me wrong. Because honestly, how do eclipses happen if the Earth is black? Right? Because there's the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. One is the Earth blocking the sun off the moon. One is the moon blocking the light from the sun. So, where does the fucking moon go? It's trying to be a battleground. Yeah, I'm excited. I need everyone to gear up. Bring your mental halibut. Your intelligence armor. We're gonna break this down. We're gonna teach someone. It's just round. It's just round in here. All around the world. What do flat earthers say? What would they say? Out there, all the satellites just straight up. What do you think is under the Earth? Like, is it a dome of atmosphere? Is under the Earth have air? Oh yeah, honestly, just say I have questions. question.
listen to me now. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. Listen to me now.
I just don't get it. I just don't get how you could think the world's flat. I don't understand that. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Because there's people that go all over the world. There's people that go to Antarctica. There's people that go to like the Meridian Trench. There's people that go to everywhere. You're telling me nobody wants to go over there? Nobody wants to go over to the weird other flat. Is the other side flat? It's like a mountain, right? Nobody's over there. Hey, if you're as curious as I am about this, tune in tomorrow, guys. I appreciate you.